back to my channel. My name is Sierra, and today we are going to be making a DIY version of Forever Roses. If you look them up online, these things literally cost like $200 to $300. This one is even $400, as you can see there. I have always wanted some of these just for decor around the house. So I'm going to show you a inexpensive way to make these. I think altogether, this project only cost me about $20. So I'm going to go through all of my supplies. Please excuse the dogs. You will hear them in the background. Some of these things I already had on hand, so I didn't have to spend money on. I have, first and foremost, I have a ruler, some type of measuring tool. This is just a fabric ruler that I already had, but any type of straight edge is going to help you. I just like this ruler because it's really long. So you have a ruler, and then I have two types of poster board. This one is a thin basic poster board, and then this one is a foam board. I have a pair of scissors. I have a pen or a pencil will work. You need some type of adhesive, whether it's glue, hot glue, tape. I suggest hot glue. It's just faster and works better. This is my old beat up glue gun. That's what I'm gonna be using. I have this styrofoam disc that I got from Walmart. I will leave that link below. And these are the flowers that I will be using. This is my first time getting flowers from this company, but they are very beautiful and they look very, very real, like real roses. And then the last few things, you're also going to need some type of ribbon or a label. I chose to go with ribbon. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet, so I got ribbon that's the same color as the flowers or very similar. And then I also have this silver rope. I'm going to show you how both of those look, and I'm also going to show you how it looks if you decide to print a label to put on the front. You know, it's very versatile. You can do whatever it is that your heart desires when it comes to making this. So these roses were $12.99. They were under $15. And each rose comes with a stem, which that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So I am going to leave these in the box for now. We'll come back to this later. All right, so we're going to make the base of this box first. I will say that if you have an old hat box, one of those old circle hat boxes, you can find a circle hat box on Amazon, but they just were too expensive for this project. I want to make this project as cheap as possible. Or you can use a square box. It can be whatever shape you want. It can be a triangle box, whatever shape you want. I just decided to go with this shape because I found this disc at Walmart already, and I was like, this is perfect. This is the exact size that I wanted. So I'm going to use this box to trace this foam board. We're working with the foam board first. So I'm just going to trace around the bottom of this foam board. And once I have my shape, I'm going to go ahead and cut that circle out, and I'll be back after that's done. All right, so now that I have that circle cut out of that foam board, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the plastic off this. You don't have to use this type of board. You can use that that cheaper board. I think it's called dry foam, wet foam, or something like that. Any type of floral foam will work. And so now I'm just gonna go out of frame really quick, and I'm gonna put some hot glue down on this surface, and I'm gonna hot glue this down to the bottom of this board. Now that I have that glued down, I'm going to work on the sides. So how I'm going to measure the size of this box is I'm going to take one of the roses and I'm going to use the stem to determine how tall I want my box. All right, so I'm just using this ruler to see how long the stem is. It's right at about 7 inches. So I'm just going to measure. Okay, so here's here. I'm going to stick this at the end of the box, well, at the end of this cardboard, and I'm going to measure 7 inches all the way across. And then once I get all the way across, I'm going to take this ruler and then I'm going to cut 2 long strips. And once I have those strips cut, then I will be back to show you the next step. I'm now just using, instead of measuring again, I'm using that first strip to cut another strip. I don't need it as long, but I do know that I will need another piece because the cardboard is not long enough to wrap around the sides of the box. But I'm going to show you how to conceal that when we get to that step. I'm going to go ahead and do the sides first. So for the sides, I'm going to have the clean edge facing up and the cleanest side. I will say that if you're doing black, try to keep it clean. So I'm just going to hot glue all around this and the base, and then I'm going to pretty much just going to stand this up like that and you know, cover that up. I'm going to put the little strip on here first. All right, now I'm just going to go around the base of this with the hot glue and trying to figure which side is the pretty side. That's going to be my pretty side. I'm going to match this up like that, and then that will be my flower box. All right, so once I have this thing completely glued around to this side, then I will check back in to let you see the finished product. All right, so now we are finished making our little makeshift box. I know it may look a little wonky, but that's the best we could do. But don't worry about that. It's going to look good at the end. If you do it this way, on the back side, you will have this ugly spot. Now you can either place this in an area where the back will be hidden, or you can further cover the outside with glitter or decorative paper, fabric. The options are limitless with this thing. Put whatever on the outside that you want. Or if you want to make sure that your box is the perfect size and that you will only have to cut one strip, you're gonna have to cut your strip first and then measure your circle and cut your circle down to that size. I just chose to put a little piece in the bag, and that part's gonna be hidden anyway. You will see in the final clips at the end. So now that I have my box constructed, now I'm going to go ahead with my roses. And I'm going to unbend all of them like this, and then make sure they are sitting up straight. I'm going to start with the first one in the very middle, and I'm going with the rest of them around the outside edges. And I'm putting this so that when I'm placing it in, the rose is going to kind of overlap the outside edge of the box. So it's going to be over the edge like that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up, and then we'll be close to the final product. So even DIYers make mistakes too, and I realized that as I'm putting them in, they are a little bit too high up. So what I'm doing is I am taking them all back out. I'm leaving this one in the middle as a guide, but I want them to sit right on the box like this. So in order to achieve that, I'm just going to bend the end, like I said, a little ways up. And that's going to make that stem short enough for me to be able to stick it right on top of the box like so. So I'm just gonna go back around and redo that. It's okay if you make mistakes. I'm happy I caught that on camera. Just, you know, take your time and redo it if you need to, because at the end you want to love your product, and the only way you're going to do that is if you take your time. So now that I am to the center, my one in the middle is just a little too lonesome. I think I'm just going to replace it by either like 3 or 4. Okay, that is beautiful. And I still have, this box came with I think 20, 25, but I have 4 of them left. I can use that for another project. The only thing that we are going to do now is tie a ribbon around the outside. Now, if you want to get fancy, you can print out like a little Chanel logo and put it right here across the top, or whatever you want it to say. You can have, like, I might even print out my logo, my Sierra Sweetheart, and put that across here. But just for the sake of the video, because this is what I have on hand, I'm going to use my ribbon. And I'm just going to make a bow. So just probably going to use that ribbon. I also got this silver rope. Now this is pretty cute as well. I might do a combination of both. All right, so I made a little bow and I had to watch a YouTube video real quick to remember how to do it. I'm just going to tie this ribbon around here like this. I'm just gonna add some hot glue right here to hold this down. Then I'm gonna stick the little bow on top of it. So, all right, so now that we have our little bow attached, I'm going to go in for some finishing shots. Okay, so this is the final project. I hope you guys like it. It was very simple, very easy, very inexpensive to make these. So if you make them, tag me in any pictures on Instagram, and like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Until the next time, see ya.